13 days of costume show. It's always a good time for a mustache moment.
Where's Nancy? Since it is the International Condom Day today, we're gonna learn about love.
Practice good hygiene and have clean hands before you open the packaging. Make sure to squeeze out the air at the top of the condom. Keep your finger there, squeezing out the air while you roll down the condom onto the penis. Roll it all the way down to the base. This is very important, or it might fall off during sex. See? No air. This is extremely important, or else the condom might break. This is how you take off the condom. Gently roll and pull it off. Tie a knot to keep the contents inside and throw it in the garbage. You cannot reuse condoms or dental dams. When you've used it, you have to throw it away. If you wish to continue, open a new packet and take out a new condom or a new dental dam. During oral sex, always use condoms or dental dams. This is the package the dental dam comes in. Take it out of its packaging and place it in front of your genitals, as shown in this illustration.
Exists for a reason. Because friction hurts if it's all dry. Use a lot of lube. What are condoms? Condoms are a thin layer of latex that will protect you from sexually transmitted diseases and pregnancy. It is the only way to prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Why is it so important to use condoms? Condoms is the only way that you can be sure that you don't get sexually transmitted diseases or get pregnant. If you're not ready to have kids, use a condom. If you don't want STDs, use a condom. Always use a condom. Anal, vaginal, oral, always. Pulling out right before you come is a risky roulette to play because that will not prevent pregnancy. Because there is such a thing as pre-ejaculate. You should always check that a condom isn't about to expire or that it hasn't expired. The expiry date is on the back of the condoms, because you wouldn't want it to break wiggly. Well, now a lot of people, when they are in a stable relationship, will choose to forego the condoms. You have to know that you should always get yourself tested before you do that. And you should always have other types of birth control to replace it. Unless you're trying to get pregnant, of course. You can say no whenever you want to. If you feel like you don't want to, it doesn't matter how far into the fooling around you've gotten, no means no. Always. You're always allowed to say no. Before, in the middle, it doesn't matter. No means no. When you say no, the other person says, okay. It's like saying hands up. Okay? No means hands up. No more touching. Sex is a skill, and it's something you have to train at to be good at. And a part of that is knowing your own body. Because if you don't even know how your own body works, how are you supposed to be able to enjoy any kind of sexual situation or tell your partner what you like if you have no idea? You need to learn to laugh, because sex has its awkward moments. Laugh it off and move right along. So feel free to tweak yourself. Make those fine adjustments before you take it for a drive. Know your own body, what you like, what you find pleasurable before you share it with somebody else. Because then you won't feel as lost. It won't feel as daunting when all of a sudden you're in the situation with somebody else. Before actually having sex, using a vibrator can be really helpful for girls. Then you'll be able to widen up gradually without having it in one blow, in one painful, hymen-tearing blow. You'll be able to take it at your own speed, in your own time, in your own little bubble. So gradually widening can be really helpful for girls. You should only have sex if the other person agrees. A person can only agree to have sex with you if they are of the legal age to have sex. If you don't know what the legal age is where you live, you should check it out. Oral sex. It is so important to always use protection. I really hope that dental dams are going to get greater attention and be more available in, for instance, like grocery stores and stuff like that. I haven't seen that, and I really think that it's really important, because it's not like, oh, if it's oral sex on a girl, then sexually transmitted diseases don't transfer, because they do. It's just as important to have a layer of latex. Because as I say, no latex, no love. If you're one of those people who are generally super stressed about sex because you're terrified of getting pregnant, I have 2 tips. One, Fort Knox it. What is Fort Knox it? Well, it is double whammy. Condoms plus other kind of birth control. Because it's the plan and the backup plan. Because you need to back up your material. If this fails, you have this. Because if you have both, you don't have to be tense about, ooh, what if it breaks? What if it, It should be as difficult getting you pregnant as breaking into Fort Knox. Fort Knox it, too. I think every girl has had that, oh my god, I am so pregnant, I'm so pregnant. Even when you know you're not, like it's unlikely, and yeah, I think all girls have had that. And if you're tense about it, each month you can pee on a pregnancy test, because then you'll know. I think anybody who's seen the TV show, Oops, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, has gotten a little tense. Okay, I think all girls who watch that get a little like, I don't feel happy right now, I'm not in my happy place. So pee on a stick each month and you'll know, because then you'll be able to make decisions accordingly based on what you feel is right for you. Did you know that humankind have tried to stop childbirth from happening for as long as humankind have existed?
The history of condoms goes back at least several centuries, and perhaps beyond. For most of their history, condoms have been used both as a method of birth control and as a protective measure against sexually transmitted diseases. Condoms have been made from a variety of materials. Prior to the 19th century, chemically treated linen and animal tissue, intestine or bladder, are the best documented varieties. Rubber condoms gained popularity in the mid-19th century, and in the 20th century major advances were made in manufacturing techniques. Prior to the introduction of the combined oral contraceptive pill, condoms were the most popular birth control method in the Western world. In the second half of the 20th century, the low cost of condoms contributed to their importance in family planning programs throughout the developing world. Condoms have also become increasingly important in efforts to fight the AIDS pandemic. The oldest condoms ever excavated were found in a cesspit located on the grounds of Dudley Castle and were made from animal membrane. The condoms dated back to as early as 1642.
They would use pigs' intestines and blow them up to check if there was any holes, and then they would put them on their penis. Yeah, that didn't really have much success rate, as you might imagine. Luckily for us, we live in the golden age and we have plenty of options. And that's why it's so silly not to use it. Because we live in a day and age where we have protection. And that's why it's so important that you use it. So remember, no latex, no love. Always. Did you know that a lot of companies that make condoms use parts from dead animals? That is disgusting, isn't it? You don't really want to think about that when you're, enjoying yourself. There are options though. Research the brands that you're buying. Check, do they test on animals? Are their ingredients tested on animals? Do they contain animal byproducts? Get yourself informed, because safe sex is good for you. For more advice for a healthy sex life, check out the link to Lacey Green's channel. She has great advice on the subject. Did you enjoy that? Want to subscribe?
For more 30 days of costume, click me!